Here are some suggested places you should visit if you are in Atlanta, Georgia. So I had an opportunity to go to Atlanta for a day trip. Now I've been there multiple times, but I've always done road trips multiple times. I used to do some business in Atlanta and I used to travel down there regularly. It was a great time, but for the first time I had, for this day trip, my first time going to the airport, and look at this amazing scene here. I was in awe with the splendor and the massive size of this airport. This is a huge airport. This is the Hartsfield-Jackson's Atlanta International Airport. It's the primary international airport serving Atlanta and its surrounding metropolitan area in the United States of Georgia. The airport is located about 10 miles south of downtown Atlanta district. It is named after the former Atlanta mayors, William B. Hartsfield and Menard Jackson. The airport covers about 4,700 acres of land and has 5 parallel runways which are aligned in the east-west direction. There are 3 runways that are 9,000 feet long. One runway is 10,000 feet long, and the largest runway in Atlanta measures about a little over 12,000 feet long, which can handle an Airbus. Since 1998, the Hartsfield-Jackson has been the world's busiest airport by passenger traffic. Now, you can either walk, and you have the option of taking the actual little escalators that just ride you and float you down the corridors, and massive. I can't express this enough just looking at it, but the grandeur of this place was unbelievable. And I was just in awe with some of the things I've never seen in the airport before. I've done a lot of traveling, and this one by far really impressed me. These sculptures that you're looking at here are from actually Zimbabwe, and this is a coincidental thing. My mom's best friend that she went to high school with, is friends with the gentleman that actually supplies these sculptures. His name is Colin. He's actually from Zimbabwe. I purchased a small sculpture from him, but I remember him telling me that he has massive, large structures that can fill up somebody's front yard with ease. And here they are, as you can see, throughout the airport. He supplies and supports many artists in Africa. From there, I was able to go from there to the High Museum. That was always on my list. I heard a lot of good things about the High Museum, so I was able to hop in a Uber or taxi, and it's only about, Atlanta is known for having bad traffic, but I did this relatively earlier as possible in the morning, so I was able to luckily beat some of the traffic. And it was about a small 17 to 30 minute drive depending on traffic to go to the High Museum. So the majority of my trip was down in Midtown, and I'll cover that a little later with what comes along with giving some additional information as to what's associated with that name Midtown. So the High Museum, at this particular point in time, always check the listings for whatever is available. This is a massive museum, just as massive as that airport. And this is the High Museum of Art in Peachtree Street in Midtown, downtown Atlanta. And the collection is immense. The floors I literally spent several hours because I had enough downtime before I was able to do some things in the evening, but I spent a good amount of time in this museum. I'm a big museum person, and without saying, probably one of the best museum experiences that I've had. The High Museum of Art is the largest museum of visual art in the southeastern United States, in Midtown, in the city of the Arts District. Is a division of the Woodruff Art Center. The High Museum organizes and presents exhibitions of international and national significant art collections alongside its comprehensive collection of more than 18,000 works of art. It is especially known for its 19th and 20th century American decorative arts, folk and self-taught art, modern and contemporary art. It's the cultural nexus of Atlanta since 1905. It hosts festivals, live performances, independent art films, and educational programs all year round. So check the listings because this collection does rotate. All of the greats there. It had also Sam Gilliam is the artist from DC. I'm from the DC area, and he was very well known. And the African American art section there is one that kind of blew me away. I know they've been doing much better from a standpoint of diversity, and they had some collections there that range from supporting the local artists that also went into some of the there was a whole African art section. And it also features dedicated spaces for children of all ages, and beautiful restaurant, and the actual storefront in there is incredible. Here's a quick shot of outside, and this goes into the Midtown district. So what is Midtown? So as I left here, I went to Piedmont Park, because at this time Piedmont is a festival, the Dogwood Festival is where I was headed for, and that usually takes place in April. This was early April, but I was headed my way there, and it's about 15-minute walk there, but to drive there, no time at all. But just a little bit about Midtown. In many cases, Midtown is defined by the city of Atlanta to include business district along the Peachtree Street, as well as the historic Midtown, the residential area east of Piedmont Avenue and the south of Piedmont Park. To give more clarity and distinction of the area, Midtown is considered to cover about 3.8 miles, to include area codes of 30308 to 30309 between the downtown Atlanta and Buckhead district, and some good businesses there. And it also, downtown Atlanta, it attracts many people yearly because of the major attractions, games, concerts, and events. In the neighborhood, there's absolutely beautiful, especially for those who want to raise a family. And from there, we go on to one of the meccas of it all. But Piedmont Park is massive. I mean, Atlanta has a lot of beautiful spaces, but this park, I've never been to one this huge before. So during this particular time, and again, you have to check for local listings of when this is happening, but this is a big yearly event, and it is one definitely you do not want to miss. Parking, as you can see, I got there early enough to where parking wasn't a major headache, but was able to get some parking within the thoroughfare of the residential neighborhood. And it usually takes place between April 12th or somewhere around that time during the 3-day span. And the Atlanta Dogwood Festival has hundreds of artists there that are incredible. I mean, I try to do the best that I can, and in this video you can only get but so much, but I wasn't even able to cover all of the art. I wasn't able to really cover, of course, all of the massive things that were in the airport. And the same here, I'm not able to cover a lot that's going to be happening here, just featured at the Dogwood Festival. But one thing about it, the artists there, the food, incredible, absolutely incredible. Normally throughout Piedmont Park, you can have your pets throughout there, but during this festival, you cannot. Atlanta, this is an Atlanta staple for more than 8 decades. The festival offers something for everyone, and that is by far one of the best ways to describe what this park has to hold. Wide range of styles and dozens of mediums, jewelry, painting, photography, pottery, sculpture, you name it. Music has become an essential feature of all the weekend festivals year round, and during the main stage, I mean, you name it, you'll find some of the greats there. And this is a place where I stopped that just overlooking some of the grandeur, just to give you a sense of the scale. I didn't even know how to get down to this bottom portion, but it floored me and blew me away, because as many people attend this festival, you never feel like, if you get tired of the crowd, you can always go somewhere secluded in this park. That's how massive it is. So that's another beautiful aspect of this park. You can go somewhere and find some solitude just to take a break. You can come back in if you like and be a part of the festivities. But the music, again, look at the massive scale of what's here. They have certain things that feature for everyone. This is a kids platform here. There's a dinosaur slide piece here. So this, or the tail end of the park, this was like exclusively something for the children here, where you could bring them down to play. As I pan around just to give you an idea, again, this is kind of at the end of the festival as I was preparing to leave, but I was just trying to give an idea to cover the vastness and the size of how much land there is and how much to take in when you're in this particular festivity. An amazing experience. I highly recommend it. Even if Dogwood is not something being featured and you can't attend, just going to Piedmont Park within itself is just an extraordinary event. Beautiful in every aspect, in every way. The scale, the grandeur, as you can see in the skyline. I mean, Atlanta can be a fun place, especially, don't know if I want to live there, but certainly to go to visit. It's definitely been one of my favorite destinations to always go to from a standpoint of food and getting around and taking in some of the culture. There's always something to do there, many events going on, so check it out. And I couldn't cover many, but on a list of the 10 things to do, the Dogwood Festival along with the High Museum are on that list. So those are a few things that you can put in your trip advisory. Thanks again, and I appreciate you watching. But if you ever have the opportunity to visit this Midtown, downtown Atlanta portion, be sure that you take it all in and enjoy.